Yo, I want to chill right now.
You're disrespecting me in a public forum right now. You realize that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want that to be the goal of the podcast, for somebody to let go of their worries in the world and listen to us.
This is my new look, Daddy David. Daddy David.
Born to procreate. Born to procreate. Yeah, that better make it in the intro.
Nah, probably not.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to episode 85 of the Unboxing Life podcast.
Yeah.
I am your de facto host today, Amo, or Alex, and we're going to be reviewing Billie Eilish's newly released album, what is it called?
Happier than ever.
Happier Than Ever. There we go.
If that doesn't show you how many times he's listened to this album, I don't know what will.
Fam, first of all, I listened to it 4 times, and I don't look at. I'm doing it in the car. I can't be reading. You want me to read it? I can't be doing it. Anyway, I'm joined by my merry man.
I got a little screen on my car that tells me what song is playing.
I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we're reviewing the Billie album, not the Olivia Rodrigo album. Right,
yes, I was gonna try to tie it back.
I'm sorry.
You didn't have to. I mean, it was there.
You didn't have to.
My frick. I'm being fricked. I'm joined by. I didn't change my name. What's up, David?
What's up? Did I or didn't I? That's the question.
That is. And it is juxtaposed by Suck It Dave.
Juxtaposed.
Yeah, so we were having some banter about whether or not his name was a paradox or just a riddle. And I said that I wasn't going to change my name, and Alex said that I was living David's truth, so I just said Suck It Dave.
There you go.
There you go. That was the
And I'm lastly joined by my boy, Renee.
Renee,
What up, Renee?
we philosophizing out here. We're getting doing big things with our brain cells out here. So yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So before we share our thoughts on these tracks, we're gonna get into traditions.
Let's do it.
Yo, I can't wait for Alex to dookie on this album, bro. I honestly don't even want to review it. I just want to hear what he says. That's all I want to know.
We should see.
All right, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Before we get into these tracks, I want to hear David's track. That's what I want to hear.
Let's hear my track. Well, I don't know if you'd like this one either, because it's another Billie track. You frick.
Oh,
It is.
I'm a frick.
I went back to her "Don't Smile at Me" EP and
Yes, you did.
picked out "And Burn" with Vince Staples. So that's nice.
Yes,
Guess I
sir.
got hit on a gold mine for Trevor. I'm glad.
Yes, sir.
'cause it's a real interesting snare sound. I will say it's like a lighter almost mixed with some other stuff. So be listening for that when you check this out. But it's a good one. It's a good track.
Dude, when Vince's verse starts, the bass just goes absolutely thick dummy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Thick dummy.
I love that. I love that hook too. The original track "Watch" is awesome. That's my favorite one on that EP.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that one. So
It's literally that song, but without Vince Staples.
oh,
Because
okay.
Burn is the remix of "Watch."
I haven't heard the whole EP. So
Wonderful.
nice. Well, there you go. Check out both if you want to.
all right, dope. Thank you, David. I want to hear a fact as well, so I'm gonna throw it to my boy Renee.
All right, it's your boy. The hormone oxytocin, which triggers feelings of unconditional love and protection, is produced in human brains when parents and their children look into each other's eyes and embrace. Oxytocin also spikes in both human and canine brains when the species interact, scientifically proving that we and our pets love each other as family.
Oh, that's nice.
That is adorable.
That is adorable.
That's a lot more adorable.
That work.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely a lot more adorable than that track.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the track is the other side of the oxytocin chemical
There you go.
hormone.
I see.
Sheesh.
I see. Very
We'll get
well.
into it.
All right, I suppose I'm gonna go with my one-liner, and it is a one-liner. And that's just a simple question. Has any of you guys seen Billie Eilish with mascara on, that's that Billie Eilish.
Okay.
All right, man.
As soon as you said
sorry.
mascara,
that was horrible.
I'm sorry.
That
You
was
should be.
awful.
You should
no,
be.
but
I'm sorry.
it's really bad. Like,
I'm just gonna keep it moving.
yeah, no, that's good.
We're gonna hear the
Jesus.
quote.
All right. So this week I'm gonna throw it up, or not throw it up. Jesus, I'm gonna remix it like David's track.
okay.
I'm gonna give you guys a definition
Oh.
of the wonderful term known as ASMR, which is otherwise known as Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Mm-hmm.
And from Oxford Languages on Google, the first page or the first result, it says a feeling of well-being combined with a tingling sensation in the scalp and down the back of the neck, as experienced by some people in response to a specific gentle stimulus, often a particular sound. And it quotes a sentence, ASMR is triggered by things like whispering voices, paper tearing, and scalp massage. Also, if you go to twitch.tv, the first thing you're going to see is a bunch of women licking ears.
Yep.
So if you are into that, you can listen to Billie Eilish in the background and watch people lick ears.
You sound like a evangelical preacher warning his congregation about the dangers of the internet. He's like, and your 8-year-old little Billy is gonna go on Twitch.tv, and there are women licking ears all over the site.
It's true.
Nah, but I'll tell you what, you can avoid all that if you just type in twitch.tv and then do a / Takara Trove. You'll skip all of that.
All right, no, we see you. We see you.
Yeah, you get to the real good stuff that site has to offer.
Yeah, Trevor
Absolutely.
licking ears. Yeah.
But either way,
Goodness gracious.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
let's jump into some general thoughts. I want to hear Homie first because he introduced the podcast this week, so I want to hear it. I've been looking forward to this one. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, I'm glad you've been looking forward to it. I
want to put you on a pedestal. Like you just tell me your thoughts.
All right. It's not for me, honestly. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. I'm gonna make like weed and be blunt about it. You know,
Jesus.
I really don't. I'm not a big fan. I don't do the gentleness that she brings with her voice. I'm not a fan of that style of delivery. I don't know what it is for me. Is that it's lacking something. I'm not gonna say it lacks passion because you can be gentle and have passion, but something about it. I feel like there's missing. I will say there are a handful of tracks I did enjoy.
Okay.
I would say there's only 3 standouts for me. For me.
Okay.
Dang.
But
Wow.
other than that, I'm all set, I think.
How did you feel about it musically?
Musically, in
Do you
terms
feel like
of
there's enough going
of
on, or does it complement
lot of
her
it, no.
style? Okay.
a lot of it, no. Like the first track, man, like it's so minimalistic. And I'm just sitting there like, all right, something big is going to happen. I'm waiting for the beat to drop. And the whole time the beat don't drop, it just goes to the next song. And I'm like, yo, what the frick?
And she drops a nice little beat on you. So there you go. You got it. You got your wish.
Tracks, I'm saying that. And the only thing I have to say about it is that it's a cool beat.
Right. Yeah. I guess if you don't like her vocal style, it would definitely be a rough album to listen to for sure. Hour of a lot of ballads. Not all, but
Not all for sure.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple bangers, as the kids would say.
Right. Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I was trying to listen to this at work at certain points, and heard like I have to listen to it quiet so I don't like disturb the people around me or whatever. Because I can't have AirPods in or anything like that.
Full blast.
I can't. And so it's like it's too quiet to hear the lyrics when I'm trying to do that. So I just like couldn't listen to it at work. Doesn't mean I didn't get my listens in, but yeah, the vocal delivery is definitely something very, very specific, something she does throughout the entire album, and something you just have to get into if you're going to enjoy, the album as a whole. Definitely, possibly each and every track. But like Alex said, I think there are some where it's not as like the part of it that would rub certain people the wrong way. People who call ASMR trash and weird and all that stuff, where it is like whispery and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's more like almost like sultry to me. is the word I would
Yeah.
use. Yeah.
She has a certain like range and like different a certain range of delivery for sure. I mean, there's a certain amount of, I guess, gentleness or whatever applied to most stuff, but I feel like she has more range than people give her credit for, but we might get into that.
Yeah. Cool.
I kind of disagree with that, but I
disagree
will say
with what, that she has more range than people give her credit for?
What
part, actually, that she has more range, or that people don't give her credit for it?
I think a lot of people give her credit for, like, every time I hear someone like drag her down for her whisper delivery, people like immediately say, "Oh, it's like the most difficult thing in the world to do." Like, I think a lot of people give her credit for her vocal style.
That's true.
And she does have range. I've heard her on like tracks like "No Time to Die," and if you hear the first EP that she ever released, like what your track came off of, that EP is fan-fucking-tastic. And this is coming from someone that didn't like her until My Future came out like damn near a year ago.
Right.
And that track made me go back and listen to that EP, and it's awesome. And it's like totally different from her next two projects. It's like, it's kind of weird. She kind of toned it back a lot. Yeah. This one's weird, man, because I enjoyed it on first listen. Like I was like, wow, I'm pleasantly surprised. There's a lot of great shit on here. And as I kept listening, it went down and down and down. And that hasn't happened to me before, where I was like pleasantly surprised on first listen and then hated it later on.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's rough. Like a total opposite effect, where you think because you're getting more exposure to like said album that you would find better things to like about it. But I just kept ripping it apart. And I don't know if it's because we're trying to review this thing and I'm trying to find all the nuances and all the little idiosyncrasies that she has in her vocal delivery or whatnot, but I just kept picking every track apart. Like, why are you singing it like this? Why are you saying that word specifically like this? Like, this was rough for me.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
And I was the one that came to y'all and was like, "Yo, we got to do this one. We should do this album. Like, this is gonna be a big album."
And just now you were laughing about how you thought Alex was gonna pick it apart, but it's you.
I thought we were gonna be fighting to the teeth the whole time.
No, I'm gonna pick it apart.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, I think it was the opposite for me, but it wasn't that much of a change. It was more that I just got used to the vocal delivery, and then I was more able to appreciate the instrumentation and her actual lyricism and stuff like that. So.
And I wish I could like it. I really do. But it pisses me off because I know that she can belt notes, and I know this is obviously this is her style right now, so that's totally fine. Don't make music for me. Make music for you. But at the same time, when I hear tracks like "No Time to Die," which is on that new James Bond album, that new James Bond movie that's coming out this year, she hits a couple wonderful notes, like awesome notes that you don't hear on her albums, at least for me. And then I come back to this and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
That's why I love My Future so much, because I don't know, it just felt like a normal pop song, if that makes sense. I don't understand the hype behind her.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I'm glad that at the same time, on the other side of that coin, I'm glad that she's as big as she is because she's different, you know? So I can not like it, but I can also appreciate the fact that someone else is doing something completely different from the rest of the landscape and getting as much traction as she is. So, like, kudos to her, shout out to her for sure. I don't want this to come off as hate.
Yeah, that's definitely something to value. I liked this album quite a bit. I don't know if I'll be the only one. We'll see what happens. Like going through every single track. If I'm not gonna try to defend it to the death and have to fight some sort of battle, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It didn't grow on me like crazy, but yeah, I just sort of settled into what I was hearing after a while, and enjoy. I think there's a lot of great lyricism, a lot of stunning crazy vocals and notes and runs as she goes on, and definitely I listened to her previous album too, and I like this one better. She's way more ballad focused, and her lyrics are a little more mature, and I just like the direction she went with this one more. Even though I enjoyed that one had the more of the bangers and maybe more interesting production, but this one I think has better song and lyric writing. So
that album felt really front loaded too. Like the first half was more banger centric. I don't know what else to call that. And then the rest was kind
Yeah,
of
towards the end she had
forgettable to
like
me.
all ballads at like the last few tracks, but
Mhm.
or slow songs or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. Okay,
Are we gonna do track by track? There's 16 on here, so we can't spend like 15 minutes on each one. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
would we rather get to highlights first, or how
Yeah,
do we
let's
want to
do
do
Highlights and
this?
that.
lowlights, and we could definitely start at least with how it starts because I personally think it's a good beginning,
Yeah.
especially for like a super young artist sort of trying to become a young adult. It's like, all right, I'm getting older in the industry. Like that track she had with Vince Staples. What was she, like 16 or
Yeah,
15? Like she's like
yeah.
a
Yeah.
little child recording with Vince Staples. That's kind of weird. That's crazy. Like, so to get like, all right, this is my new album. It's been a couple years. I'm getting older. I thought, there's a lot of observational lyrics, tone setting, themes like being set up, and you know,
I do like the lyrics on this track for sure, but it's that delivery, man. It's just like it's almost like she's barely pushing air out through her throat.
man.
Like, I'm getting older. Like, I can't get behind it, man. Like, why would I want to
Damn.
listen to this?
Keep going, Daddy.
Gosh,
Oh, my scalp.
my scalp.
He's feeling the ASMR. He's feeling the effects.
That's why I quoted it.
But I think
good.
another aspect for me is, as I was kind of talking about before, is just I don't generally like songs where I feel like it could build up to something and it could be super dope, but then the whole time it's just like the same consistent pattern. And even though it sounds nice, the plucks going on in the background, I just felt like it could have. What would it have been more if it was more fleshed out in the terms of production sense as a beat?
Mm. Yeah, she went for like almost folk songs or singer songwriter, like just her and a guitar or like a piano on a lot of this, which surprised me.
Surprised
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, that's not her last album at all.
I wouldn't say at all.
I mean, there's a
It's
few,
like half
but
of that album is like that.
nah, even like Zanny is like a really big ballad, or like After the Party's Over, they bring in some like weird production and stuff.
You're talking
like,
about the first half. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but there's still like drums all throughout the album until like the last 2 or 3 songs. It's a lot more banger focused. But yeah, it was interesting to hear. I don't know. But I guess I get that. I can like stripped back songs like this a lot, but I get wanting more at the same time, or just wanting a different vibe or sound. Because it's not really what we get a lot of the time in music nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Just for an opener, it's just kind of weird. I like the lyrical themes for the opener, but in terms of energy wise, it's just like, I don't know. I always like big openers that like show their ass, like that are just in your face. But
it does end
Yeah.
up tone setting the album pretty well, though. I mean,
For better or for worse.
I didn't change my number. Ends up being a little more energetic, I think.
yeah,
But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, in general, it's I think like as I listened to the album more, I kind of packed my expectations away because it just like this. It's not that it didn't meet my expectations. It just like wasn't what I expected. So like, I guess I wasn't looking for a certain level of quality. I was just expecting it to go one way and it went another, and I'm fine with that. And so once I kind of managed those and reshifted them, I was able to like kind of enjoy what I was getting, what I was being given rather. So I mean, I like the stripped down version. It kind of like the album as a whole is one, like on one side you could call it samey, on the other side you could call it like a consistent vibe or mood. Like you could, the way it's put
they're
together,
one and the same.
the way, yeah, I know this, like the way it's put together, you could either say that's a positive or a negative. I like it as a positive, honestly, in this case. I like that it sounds pretty consistent the entire time, because it really doesn't like roller coaster you at all. It's kind of the same sort of hour that you're having the entire time, and it's never going to make you feel like different ways about it.
To that point though, it
kinda
kind
like
of works to its detriment for me because it's like I listen to it like 8 to 10 times or whatever, so I know the tracks now, but like the first couple, even 3 or 4, I was like, wow, I forgot this was even here. Like, I don't know how this song sounds. There's a couple on here that I still don't remember how they go until I hear it.
Yeah.
So it can be very forgettable
Yeah.
in terms of the samey vibe, but
I definitely think
that's definitely true. That's to Alex's point of not remembering the album name. I don't remember like a lot of it, like until like they actually say it in the song. I wasn't, or they, until she says it in the song, I was not like aware of what track was playing or whatever, basically, because I just don't look at the track list. So yeah, I mean, they don't really. I mean, some are obviously more unique and stand out than others. Those being, later on in the album, some of them. But anyway, I've been talking too long.
Later on, definitely.
Yeah, it has a thing where, like we're saying, it's just some are just not as big or different sounding, so they just fall into the background a little. And that's kind of the thing with the second song for me. I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the beat, but that's about it.
Interesting. I just like her on that kind of vibe, and I wish that there was more energy to it, like in terms of the album. I do like what they do with the beat. A lot of these tracks, instrumentally, they don't do next to anything for me at all, and this one kind of gives me a nice little change up at the end. They just having a little fun with the beat, which is fun. But a lot of the times, man, these tracks instrumentally don't do shit at all.
Talking about for you?
In general?
Just in general.
So are you like, because there's kind of like, to me, there's like two types of tracks. There's like the ones with actual beats, and then, just the ones with guitar, like the ballads. Right. So like the other, like the banger type ones don't do anything instrumentally, you don't feel like?
No.
They're not. I will kind of agree. The first one is a lot more, or the other album is a lot more complex in production wise. I feel like this, compared to most pop music I hear, is they're doing more, but it's also not that crazy, like anything they're really doing. They're not trying anything crazy or like just coming out with a complete banger that's like, oh frick, like has a ton of energy.
Yeah, it's very safe. It's almost like they're just experimenting with different melodies, and then once they find one that catches, they ride it out for 3 minutes. They add a couple snares to it and call it a day. Like the NDA, boom, 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 boom. Like that's not interesting enough for me to have it be like the main thing that I remember from that song. But I mean, granted, that song it's interesting in its own way because it kind of shifts in the chorus and all that. But like, I don't know. I'm rambling.
Yeah.
I will say one kind of thing that happened to me is, I was just making a joke. I had it on in the car when I was driving with my brother, and I had it on, and I just made a joke. I said, "Yo, the producer for Billie Eilish got it easy," and then my brother goes,
"That's his brother. That's her brother."
Is it? And then my brother goes,
Finneas.
He's like, "Yeah, so I produced for Billie Eilish," and I'm like, I just started dying because but then I kid you not, like later that day, I was on YouTube, and it's like how I produced for Billie Eilish. I'm like, what the frick? We were talking about.
Oh God.
Yeah, man, your phone be listening to you, dog.
Jeez.
It really do, but yep, I can give about 2 notes, and that's a track.
So, what are what's the top tier track on here for any of us, Trevor?
My Future by far is the best song on here for me.
That's a great one.
I like it a lot.
It's not even close for me. But it's not fair because this is the song that. And this was like a freaking year old, damn near. I think she came out with this in like September of last year or something like that, right around the time when Deep Reverence came out, I think.
Damn.
Because I talked about it on the podcast, and then I talked about how that song made me want to listen to her album, and then I went back to her EP.
Yeah.
I love My Future.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, My Future's great. Incredible lyrics, the vocals, she just pops off, and then when the drums kick in, it just switches up nice.
God.
Yeah,
nice little R&B vibe.
I normally don't like the trope of like I'm working on myself, so I'm not worried about anyone else. But like it's well done in this song for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people say it in a very bland, like people just say it the exact same way, and you're like, okay, I get it. But what you say, like I'm not here. I'm just a mirror.
Herself. Yeah, like I know I'm supposed to be lonely now, but like aren't I someone? You know, like I'm with me. You know, like
Yeah.
that always hits me every time.
Yeah, but aren't I someone? Yeah, that's a really good line. Yeah, it's well done. It's original, or an original. It's an original take on a pretty classic overdone trope. So yeah,
there's a note that she hits like at the very end when the beat just kind of stops after the last hook, and she's like, "And you don't know." That shit is hard.
Oh yeah, for real. She goes crazy.
That song is dope.
That's definitely a top tier.
The track after that is one of my favorites for sure.
Oxytocin.
One of the more seductive tracks on the album for sure.
Definitely the seductive tracker.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how to feel about this one, man. I don't know.
I enjoy it. It's a good track.
I like it too. It's
There's something about the tempo and like I don't know. Maybe there's something that needs to be changed with the beat for me, at least. I hate that I have to keep saying for me. It's definitely interesting. I don't feel like this song fits on this album at all. Like, it's a totally different feel.
Yeah,
like this is almost like a single that shouldn't have been on here, and I'm totally fine that it is, but it's like no other track.
I feel like it's in line.
Yeah.
It's placed weirdly. Yeah, I agree, and it's in line with like maybe like Overheated or There 4 AM or NDA a little bit. So it kind of the sequencing is weird, yeah, but I feel like it fits in with those quite nicely.
Yeah,
but it's definitely the most like transgressive and crazy her lyrics get on the whole album.
So Rocio was listening to this, and she had this interesting take about this song where songs that make her uncomfortable in terms of like sexualness, like she'll like listen to it in a different way so that she can get over it. So this one, she kind of pictured it as like a villain in a hero story inflicting damage on said hero. And that's how she listens to it. Like the whole thing about like I want to hurt you, I want to make you yell, shit like that.
Right.
And like
hilarious.
the choking out, like this is like a BDSM like threesome song, and she's talking about villains hurting heroes. I couldn't hear it. I still couldn't hear it, and she was in the car with me, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" But,
whatever you gotta do.
Exactly, whatever you gotta do, man.
Yeah,
that's
some creative writing in there. Yeah.
No, she's currently writing a book, so be on the lookout for that.
Oh,
Dang, hey.
Wow, it's a big undertaking. That's dope. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how to feel about the song. I still don't.
Fair enough.
There's a couple lines like.
Sure.
I can't remember. Hold on, let me pull up the lyrics. You guys keep talking.
Are you talking about
Oxytocin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, can't take it back once it's been set in motion. The way she says that line, that's the summation of how I hate her vocals. Cause she like doesn't put anything behind it at all. I hate it. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Can't take it back once it's been set in motion. And like the beat is like fucking nuts, right? I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm being mad picky.
Yeah, I think I feel like opposite to you. I don't know. I love the subtlety of it. Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, I obviously I can't hate on your experience with her voice, but it's weird because I feel like that sounds like other artists from the past, like alt rock singers. Some of them do that, or just like maybe even. I feel like she takes inspiration, and obviously maybe you don't like them either, like Marilyn Manson and NIN a little bit, like certain things they would do in delivery. But
yeah, that's industrial. I don't really fuck with that, but
right. So I feel like it's been done before, and it's like been a thing, but not for everybody.
Definitely not for me, man.
Yeah. I will real quick on Gold Wing. It's weird as frick. She transitions from Oxytocin to like a hymn. It sounds like a
hymn.
Yeah, it sounds like it, right? I mean,
it definitely is
wild.
interesting there.
Can y'all understand a fucking word she says the first 50 seconds?
I heard a Gold Wing messenger, I think, but
that's
I couldn't tell you.
That's not, and I don't think that's in the first. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know when it kicks in, but
Right.
this was weird too, though, because like the first half, chop that shit, make the second half a longer song.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the second half of this track.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
You better keep your head down. Da, 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 da. Yeah, like that. That's a nice little bop to it.
It is. It's a cool beat, I think. Sampling her voice and like that way. Yeah.
And then I do like the way that the last words that she says on this track is "that's good," and they just cut it off. I love that shit. I love when like you can kind of they give you like a view into like the behind the scenes of the album. Like you can see her saying that in the booth. Like that's good.
Yeah. She has that on the last song too.
Yeah, and she'll just take the headphones off. She's like, "All right, that's good. We did that." You know, like some shit like that.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys feel any type of way about Lost Cause? The Boy You Ain't Shit
The Lost Cause.
track
I
on the
I feel something about this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Speak your feelings.
I like this track, right?
Okay.
I would like it even more if I was given a reason to hate him in the first verse.
True.
The first verse is worthless. It doesn't say anything about the guy that she's talking about.
I mean,
Okay.
I think she says he doesn't
Even
have a
the
job or
pre-chorus.
something, right?
That's the chorus. Like it's like everything up through the first chorus. Re-listen to this song, right? We should have done this as a group. I wanted you guys to re-listen to this through the chorus and then tell me why I should hate him. Tell me why he's a loser. And then the second verse is fine. I used to think you were shy, but maybe you just had nothing on your mind. You're a fucking idiot. You're dumb. That's fine. I can kind of get on board. I would have liked this song more if I was given a reason to like.
Yeah.
So what does she say in the first verse? I don't even remember. Like she's just saying a bunch of nothing.
Something's in the air right now. Like I'm losing track of time. Like I don't really care right now, but maybe that's fine. You weren't even there that day. I was waiting on you. I wonder if you were aware that day was the last straw for me, and I knew. I sent you flowers. Did you even care? You ran the shower and left them by the stairs.
Okay. There's a reason.
There's some reason.
Hold on now. That's a little something.
I'll be honest. I heard you were in the shower and I left them by the stairs. So maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, interesting criticism. I don't know. That makes sense. Because it kind of falls short for me a little bit in some ways, but I like it in general. I think the bass line carries it, honestly. Like, I think we talked about a lack of prominent bass lines in popular music, and it's nice to hear.
Yeah, and this hook is great, man. Like she finally shows some energy, man. Like this is the kind of shit that I like.
True.
You ain't nothing but a lost cause. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, fucking. You ain't you ain't shit. I like.
Hello.
True.
All right.
Dang.
Haley's Comet, I think you would call that's one of the ballads we're talking about, David. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. Her vocal delivery on there is some of my favorite. I think it's really soft and nice and inviting.
Beautiful. The harmonies, the melody is just classic. Just get a classic vibe from it. Yeah.
It is a cute track. I can't hate it.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's a higher tier track for me for sure.
The last minute or so is like
unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I feel you.
I don't understand why it's there. I think it would have been a much higher rated track for me if it wasn't there. And Rocio completely disagrees. She thinks this is like her favorite part of the, or she said it's her favorite part of the track. So she's the certified Billie.
Well, there we go.
So.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, so we have a bit of poetry on this album. What do you think of? I imagine you get your 10th listen, you're probably skipping it. But what do you think of first?
Oh, I listened to this once and I skipped it every time.
Right.
Nope.
Okay, so let me backtrack real quick. I'm fully with her on like basically all this track. And she actually, I think Rocio told me, I think I was reading this, that she was playing this at her concert that she went and saw her at last year. And it's like a 4-minute track or whatever, and she would just like play it as an interlude. But that tour got taken, like, I think she only played like 3 dates, and then Corona hit.
Oh damn.
Oh dang.
So she had to axe it, and she kept it and put it on the album. And I agree. I think she goes through hell, especially considering she wears baggy clothing all the time. Like that was her style, and she gets ripped apart, torn apart. And the second, like, I think she got a Vogue magazine cover.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, that was when she finally started showing some skin, and they just started calling her a whore. Like,
Right.
how do you go from wearing ample clothing to the point where it's like you're drowning in it and not showing
Swimming
anything
in it, yeah.
to being like in like lingerie or like even a bra? She wasn't even wearing anything like that spicy. It was she's got a banging body, man. I'm sorry if she wants to fucking flaunt it like all you IG hoes, but
I will say, for me, I mean, yeah, like Trevor said, I mean, everything she said is true. I don't know how I feel, because to me, it almost feels like she's like I don't feel like she can't be acknowledged, like she can't be acknowledging it on that level. Like she has to like be. I feel like I don't know how I can say it that makes sense, but I feel like she's like not feeding the trolls, but in a sense, something like along those lines. Where
yeah,
I don't know.
I thought that might
definitely see that, but
I saw that criticism coming, but I gave it some thought, and I feel like she's not. Well, she has to kind of speak for herself, and then other artists who probably face a similar thing. And the biggest platform she can probably put out there is her album. So, I mean, I didn't even have to look for it. There were like when she was still underage, there were like grown men talking about her either being hot or ugly, like online. And I don't follow her. I don't like stan her. It was like a common thing. So I'm fully with her, just fully rebuking it. And I thought, this stuff she had to say was pretty nuanced in the way she like, not like it's a both sides thing, but like, she explored how they talk about, they use her to beat up on other women, or they praise her and attack them, or attack her and praise them, and it's just all dumb and it's not her responsibility. So I think it's an important message. Obviously it's not a track, and I get it if you skip it, but I like when artists, there's like something that's obviously has gone on in the public eye around them, and they're like, I'm gonna address it in my music, whether you like it or not, and that's just what it is. But.
Yeah, I like that she, like you said, chose the biggest platform to broadcast this and basically say fuck you, fuck off. Right. But at the same time, I wish it wasn't on here. It's an easy skip for me. Obviously, it's not a song.
Yeah,
I listened to it once and it was nails on a chalkboard for me. I can't do the whispering thing, but
I'm glad it's on here. I agree with everything David said. It's a really good message. It's interesting she communicates her perspective very well, and her understanding of the situation of like, I do this and you react this way, and I do the opposite and you react this way, and I do somewhere in the middle and you react this way, and all the reactions are negative. And so it's like there's no winning when you're in the public eye to this degree. Like everyone's always going to feel some type of way about what you do or what you don't do, or what you suggest or don't suggest, and then do this instead of whatever. And it's all absurd. And it's like the at the end of the day, there is no winning. And it's like, why she makes the phenomenal point of like, as a celebrity, why do I deserve to be like less happy than someone else? Why do I deserve to have to make choices based on what people will think of me in terms of like majority of public opinion versus what makes me happy? And like, why is it my job to at all conform my behavior to what's going to get me a good reaction versus what I want to do? And I think she puts all of that far better than I just did, but in summation,
that's the burden of celebrity, man.
So yeah, it's crazy. And I think she does it really well. Obviously it's like it is, a PSA kind of a thing. It's the message is there, and it's, you land it and it hits, and you can listen to it every once in a while. If you're just trying to enjoy the album and enjoy her music, then you can, skip through that as like I respect that this is here, but also don't need to hear the 3.5 minutes of her talking about something that I already like know about and agree with and understand. Like, we can move on to the next track.
Sure.
But I like that it's there. It's definitely not like
my bad.
You're good. Yeah, anyway, that's all I have.
Yeah.
Basically.
For sure. So in that spirit, what were you gonna say, Alex? Moving
I
on.
was gonna say, well, you said moving on to the next track. You might as well move on to the next track.
Yeah, I know. Overheated is boring as hell.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
yeah.
feel about the way she enunciates her Ted's.
What?
Say that again.
What'd she say?
I don't know how I feel about the way she enunciates her EDs. I don't know.
Eds.
Can't be deleted.
Can't be deleted.
I can't do it.
Oh,
I don't
she
like
did.
it.
I didn't think of that. Yeah,
That's mad funny. Nah.
that's true.
I-
She does
I-
over enunciate. You're right. Yeah, on that track at least.
I don't know. I like it when artists play with words and pronunciation and make shit rhyme by messing with how that's pronounced and all that stuff. So
Well, I mean, speaking of that, we didn't talk about it, but on I didn't change my number. The when she goes, and your best friend tell.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a bit much.
I mean, she like breaks singing voice for that line too. I think so. It's funny.
All right. Yeah.
No, overheated is what why what is it?
Dang.
What, like,
Why? Damn.
this is
that's
like
tough.
this might be the most forgettable track on here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I
can't
remember it just because of what I don't like about it.
Dang.
I mean, you remember it, so I mean, she won.
Dang. She won. Checkmate.
You've been
if we
had.
want to. If you wanted to move on to
Played.
the next track, I actually do
Please.
like "Everybody Dies."
Yeah, yeah.
I like the
It's
I like
definitely
the lyrics. I think it kind of confuses me a little bit, because she's talking about immortality, or that's at least what I took from it. If you find a way to stay alive and everyone else dies around you, why would you want to survive if everyone else is gone, and you'd be alone or whatever? But she says maybe in a couple of 100 years they'll find another way. And then right there, like, at that point, if they do find a way to have immortality, why wouldn't you want it? That's like, after that, I'm like kind of confused. Why wouldn't I want to have that if everyone else can have it? Like, I'm not alone then.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I just interpreted it differently. I figured she was talking about, all right, this is like, everybody dies, and that's sort of like the theme. And then that line was like, hey, maybe in a couple 100 years everybody won't die, but for now we're probably gonna die. So why do you want to? And then she just like,
It's just weird because it comes right after that line. She says, I just wonder why you'd want to stay if everybody goes. Right after that line. That's why it causes confusion for me.
yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Could
I don't know.
it be the opposite? Could everyone going be everyone choosing immortality, and the person staying being the one person choosing to remain mortal, and they die while everyone else lives?
Why would you choose that?
I have no idea.
No, but I do like that.
I'm
I
just
like that
spitballing.
spin on there. No, I like that spin.
I guess some people would choose it.
Then the song becomes, why the fuck would you want to be immortal? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I just wonder why you'd be an idiot. No, but,
Hell. Oh man.
but either way, though, I think she displays some top tier vocal ability on here. I like this one. Everybody goes.
Yeah. Does it have like a soundtrack feel to anyone else almost? Or
You think?
maybe, or I'm trying to place my finger on it, but there's some kind of vibe like that I'm getting. Maybe I'm crazy as frick though, but
I don't know.
He is a man.
I could see that.
yeah, I do like.
Heckin' crazy.
Oh, thank you. The next one is probably a highlight for me. I'd say it's up there. Your Power is really good.
Okay, so all right, I have another weird one about this one.
Okay.
So I was told, and I hadn't heard this song. This is one of the singles for this album, right? When this came out, I was told that this song was boring and that it has nothing going for it. And I was told that by multiple people that I respect their opinions of, including Rocio, who doesn't like this track.
Oh.
And I heard it, and I was walking around Target, pushing my little cart, listening to the album for the first time, and I liked it. I didn't grasp any of the lyrics at all. I just liked it. I thought it was a nice vibe, nice guitar strumming the entire time. That's just the entire song right there. And then when I got to the lyrics, I'm like, damn, why would I want to ever listen to this? It has no replay value for me. Like it's like about, from what I understand, it's about an older gentleman who abuses his quote unquote power to either groom younger chicks, or just, manipulate a younger mind. Why would I
Right.
want to throw this song on?
So you don't like songs about heavy subject matter, or?
No, it's this particular subject matter. Like, I can't jam out to this. Like,
I guess. I mean, I guess if you were trying to jam out, I guess.
not
so.
even that I'm trying to jam out to everything, but like, I don't foresee why I would want to put myself through this song every time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking it could be hard to listen to. I mean, I get that. I don't think she goes into like, she doesn't really do any like detailed stuff. It's more like, I think
She doesn't.
it's a like,
It's just like, how dare you and how could you, like,
right.
it's heavy. Like, it's like, wow,
yeah,
like you're singing about the devil damn near. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. I like the song, but I don't like listening to it a lot. It's kind of
Yeah.
like Redecorate off the 21 Pilots album. It's like it's super.
I grew to
heavy
like
stuff.
that track a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's like it's super heavy stuff, and it you can listen to it and enjoy it, but like not always. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough in that
It's
way.
definitely important subject matter, because this shit happens all the time.
Right.
Too often.
But
Yeah. I guess I'll have to see. I might end up in the same boat as you guys. Like the more time goes on. Yeah, that makes sense. For now, I really like it. I think it's very well written and everything. But
yeah, and I like the hook. I like the notes that she hits on here. Like I said,
Yeah.
she has vocal talent. Like, I totally 100% on board with that. I just wish it was fleshed out in a way that wasn't more whispery or quiet or gentle.
yeah. Well,
On to the next track.
NDA though.
I'm so sick of this trend of NDAs, man, and pop culture music, fam.
What do you mean?
Yo, this is the third time I've heard this, and I might even have heard it even more. I've heard it on a Jack Harlow song, first name, last name, date of birth, made a bad bitch sign paperwork. Shut the fuck up. And then I heard it on this track. Yeah, had a pretty boy over, but he couldn't stay on his way out. Made him sign an NDA. Great, lovely. I heard it on the Rumors track, the fucking Lizzo and Cardi B joint, which is dog shit, by the way. And they talk about signing NDAs. I'm sick of this. This has become like ice now. This is like the new ice, the new water on my bitch thing. Like, I hate this track.
I don't hate the track. I think it has a lot of elements going for it.
I like the auto-tune chorus. That was an interesting choice.
has some
And
Kanye vibes for me. A little
yeah,
Jesus,
the
maybe, a
snare.
little-
The snare was cool.
Right. Yeah.
It's like 7 layers of snare on one. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. I think it's good. I guess it is a track.
Boom, boom, boom. Man, come on.
I think
That
the
is
trend
not
kinda
nearly as
funny.
it is not nearly as interesting as it should be.
I think the trend is kind of funny.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's I think it's such a meme to like have to joke about. It's like a joke about how you can't have real relationships as like a very famous person, where like you have to make people you hook up with sign fucking legal paperwork because that's how much you suffer. That's how much you stand to lose if they like saw something they weren't supposed to see, or like spread rumors and then have some sort of credibility because they could prove they were in your house or something like that. Like it's kind of hilarious to me to just like kind of throw it out there, be like, yeah, made motherfuckers sign paperwork. That's funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I haven't noticed it as much as Trevor, so that's funny.
I can only recall 3, but I swear to God, I've heard it at least 5 times.
I've definitely
in
heard
5
it.
different songs.
There's
I
no
hate
way.
it.
There's no way. There's not a Drake line about it. There's got to be.
I don't think there is
some
one,
sort of
but
Drake line.
there's damn near
Not
there
yet, at
probably is
least.
one.
But I'm
Right.
sure plenty of rappers are.
Once
are throwing it
Certified
in
Lover
there.
Boy comes out.
There will
Yeah,
be
yeah,
one on
yeah,
there.
there you
Yeah.
Certified NDA.
So yeah, no, I like this track. It's a solid one on here for me.
I'm not a fan of that track or this track.
I'm
I
I
do
don't
like
like
the way
Therefore
she breaks
Amber.
character with the stop. Get my pretty name out of your mouth, stupid
That's
ass.
good.
Um,
That's good.
All right,
this song is 2.5 minutes, and I hear this hook way too often.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
That's kind of.
I hear it
I like
6
I like the
times.
track. It's not a bad track, but I agree with what you're saying. The hook does come up quite frequently, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy
It's
it.
a lot of fun. I really couldn't care less, and you can give up my best no. Like, I love the way she delivers that, but she's definitely sassy as fuck on this, and the music video is dank. I don't know if y'all seen it.
I did see it.
I watched it when it first came out, and she's just like fucking running through an abandoned mall. She starts buying or she gets fries out of the back of the counter, and she's literally doing nothing, just being a kid, and it's awesome.
Dang.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a low light for me. I don't know. I keep trying to interpret why she's saying "I think, therefore I am" on this song.
So, like, you think that you're the man. She's talking about a guy that's not the shit, right? He's just kind of a loser. He's mid.
Right.
And then, like, that whole saying, I think, therefore I am. He thinks he's the man, so therefore he's the man. That's how he's seeing the world. Like, he thinks he's the shit, so therefore he's the shit, even if he doesn't have the things to back it up.
Okay.
That's how that's how I perceived it.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Interpretation. I like that, yeah.
I kept thinking it was her saying, like, you think you're the man, while I think, therefore I am. Like, she was trying to big brain him or something. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. But then,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's why it's important. That's why she says, like, you think that you're the man. And then she's not saying I think. She's just saying, like, she's just quoting it.
It's like, alluding to the concept of it.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense. I'll probably like it more now, yeah. Shout out to you. Thank you, yeah. Shout out to Descartes as well. Yeah, boy.
The kid.
Renee Descartes.
The boy.
Yeah, for sure. On to the best song on the album.
Wait, hold on. All right, man.
Bruh. I'm about to say bro.
Okay, so I do like this track. However, they had a fucking field day and just did like 444 style production where they didn't give a shit about mixing. And then they dialed it to 11 and was just like, yeah, we're going to distort the shit out of these drums. All this guitar. It's going to sound like shit in your headphones. It's going to sound like shit in the stereo. It's awful. This shit goes like fucking blowing out speakers, man.
I liked how
I love the energy, though.
Let me tell you what. I thought... Oh, I'll go ahead.
I said I liked how overwhelming it was. It was like a lot of energy. It was
I love that it's big.
Yeah.
I love it. Just mix it. I know it's done on purpose, and I hate the fact that it's done on purpose.
They're just like, so for you, this album is a whole lot of near misses, basically. Where you're just like...
Near and far misses,
for sure. You're just missing certain elements that, like, if they were there or if they were tweaked, you'd be enjoying your time a whole lot more.
Yeah, I can totally... This song is going to ring the fuck off when she plays it on her tour.
Yeah.
Like, the line that, you made me hate this. I can see every 17-year-old, like, chick just screaming that shit.
It is all over TikTok right now. It is, like, it's all up in there.
I don't keep up with TikTok, man, but yeah, I can totally see that.
No, I saw some random... You know how it shows you, like, random-ass TikToks if you scroll through? Like, it'll show you, like, a viral one, and then a one that someone just posted that you have no relation to that has, like, 10 likes. There was one I was scrolling through today, and it was just this random-ass girl who was like, to all my fake-ass friends that never actually invited me to anything, like, get the fuck, like, and it's just, like, a wall of text in front of her face, and it's, like, she's, like, at, like, 16 at most, probably, and it's, like, oh, man, yeah, that's a layup. That's a
layup.
So you predicted exactly what I saw today.
No, those views are gonna go. They're gonna go stupid dummy for this song.
Yeah.
I will tell you what. You all know my car speakers are trash, and so I had this on in my car, and I'm like, yo, excuse me, like I was just getting hit. Like I'm like, yo, I cannot do this in this car. Like this is just going,
bro.
You feel me? And so I threw it on my headphones, and it was like I was in my car, bro. I'm like, yo.
Wow.
I was like, wait, this ain't no different.
That's too much. That's too fucking
that's
funny.
Wild.
Dude,
I don't get that at all.
If you have blown out
you need
car
to listen.
speakers,
You need to listen.
I listen on headphones and car speakers and my computer.
It's there, fam. I promise you.
No, like they definitely mix the drums and guitar to be like loud and big, like Cameron said, and like sort of buzzing and all that. But like I feel like her vocal clarity is all the way there.
No, the vocals are fine. The instruments behind her clip like a fuck. It's annoying.
They clip for you?
Yeah, it's like distorted as hell.
Your mic just carried your point right there. That was nuts. Your mic just came through for you in the biggest way possible. That was so fucking funny.
Did my noises come through, or
they came through distorted because your fucking mic.
So you were like a distorted compilation.
You were imitating distortion, and it got more distorted because of your fucking equipment, and so it just came through fucking terrible. That was awesome. Perfect. I get what you're saying. I like get where you're coming from, but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I've heard way more distorted, DNA by Kendrick is more distorted than this song, like on everything I've heard.
Okay, you're missing what I'm talking about then.
I know what you're talking about. Like the instruments are mixed in a very loud way, but they're not like. So you're saying they vibrate your like sub bass?
I'd say they kind of run over each other a lot in a way, but it's not. It doesn't bother me.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just like poor mixing, but they did it on purpose. It's like I don't know.
David, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I'll come pick you up, and we'll take a 5-minute ride in my car. And
in your car, I understand that. I get it. That's fine.
You'll hear
this is
exactly
Alex's car is not exactly laboratory settings for
I might have to throw it on and like record it so you guys can hear it.
That's mad fun.
It'll like shit on the phone.
Yeah, I'm down. If you already have a blown out speaker that's just like bobbling around inside the casing, and it's just like, oh man,
it very well might. It's on its last legs. I need to get new ones.
That's so fucking funny.
Oh man, well, I guess regardless of that, yeah, I love this song. I think it's an example of, okay, I guess to me the ending is not that like crazy hard and like. But the fact that it's very pulled back in the beginning and then they transition to it makes it super hard for me. And that even the first section is great. Like I would be happy with that. You know, like these sort of old like 1950s style vocals, which she kind of does. She's reminiscent of like a lot of jazz singers, I feel like, on certain tracks. Just that paired with like a rock song and somehow it fits. It's pretty great. And the lyrics
just came out of fucking nowhere, honestly. Like,
yeah. I don't relate to you.
Right. I do from a production standpoint. I do like the soft to hard pause. But like the way like in hindsight, you good,
bro. You thought about it for like a full second before you said it. You were like soft to hard, and then you like looked down real hard at the ground, and you're like. Pause. Like you look back at the camera. That shit was too good.
I do like. I like the way that it goes like that. I had something else.
I'm sorry. You're too funny for your own good.
It just comes out of nowhere. It just slaps you in the face. Like in hindsight, that's what I was gonna say. In hindsight, looking back on the song, it foreshadows that energy explosion. But like when I first heard it, it went from quiet to somewhat quiet to big bang boom volcano time.
Volcano time.
Big bang boom.
Pompeii type beat. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Too soon.
Yeah. True.
Too soon.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Anyway. Jesus Christ.
Mount Vesuvius.
R.I.P. my homies from Pompeii. That's fucked up what that volcano did to y'all.
True.
Jesus Christ. They are rolling in their graves.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's a masterpiece. Frick y'all. I know
it is not a masterpiece, but I respect your opinion.
I mean, masterpiece is a lot, but it's.
No,
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dope.
Great energy. And then
last song is not amazing.
I think the last song's pretty great. Hilarious lyrics at the beginning. I think.
Yeah, I thought she was singing in a male POV, and she's not.
No, yeah.
I got to the pornography part, and I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like, it just came out of fucking left field, like out of nowhere.
Yeah. No, it is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't stand the dialogue, That's real.
I like it. I don't got anything in particular to say about it. I think it's
yeah.
I don't know if it's like a firm closer. I don't know. Maybe Happier Than Ever would have been
Happier Than Ever would have been the closer.
The closer, yeah.
It would
Yeah, I was
have.
thinking about that today. Yeah.
So that's definitely a little weird, that sequencing.
I didn't even fucking think about it like that. Now I'm kind of pissed.
Yeah.
I like the sequencing personally, you frick.
No, not for this.
For most of the album, I like the sequencing for sure.
No, I'm talking about right freaking here at the end.
This one, like,
all right.
yeah, no, I did totally disagree.
I think it's cool because she's being very honest. She's talked about her life, as of recent, and she has this big "frick you" song, and she's like, "I can't bring myself to hate you," but it's like one of those tracks that's like a quiet closer, and she's just sort of talking about, all right, I know it's not going to be this way for the rest of my life. I'm going back to therapy. It's like wrapping everything up. This is how it is. I have some hope for the future, and I'm a big fan of closers like that personally.
And in that respect, it definitely loops back to the beginning of the album pretty smooth. When I was listening to it earlier, I had it just on full album loop, and it just kind of went back, and I was like, okay, that was like a 1-to-1 on the vibe of the
goes
track,
back to boom, boom,
basically.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts. We got to get Alex out of here.
Right.
Get him out of here.
In
I'll
a
give
good
final
way?
thoughts. Yeah, in a good way. We're
In a good way.
wrapping up so you can get out of here in a good way. I think that I like the album. I enjoyed my experience. I will be listening to it more. It's definitely a mood. It's definitely something I'm not going to listen to if I want to be like hyped up or on like driving like on a long drive, or unless it's like raining and I'm driving western Massachusetts, which is just sad. So yeah,
God.
like stuff like that. So yeah, it's I actually struggled a little bit getting as many listens as I wanted to, because I knew then, like, after my first couple, like what I was getting, and I was like not in the mood to listen to the album like that at that time.
Right.
And so I was like, like I need to listen to it for the fucking podcast, but it's gonna bum me out, or it's gonna like I'm not gonna be like, I want to listen to music to hype me up right now, to like get me moving and doing shit, as opposed to like just chilling with the Billie album. So
Billie.
yeah, my best experiences with it were when I was just like already playing video games and listening to music, or just chilling, just doing whatever, just around the house, as opposed to like it's definitely not like a get up and go, like get shit done kind of an album. So, but that being said, I definitely enjoyed it. The one thing I wanted to say, where I know Trevor talked about, I don't like the way this thing sounds, or her delivery there, or the mixing on that second to last track on the album that we were talking about. But I think my main takeaway was that it just sounds good to me the entire time. It's hitting my ear correct, like basically the entire time. There's not a lot that I could say in particular that like upsets me, or that I don't want to hear, or that I need to skip through. Or that bothers me in any particular way. It's all like there are parts that I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, let's move on, but I'm not like upset at it. And I'd say 90% of the album is like hitting the ear right, and then of that 90%, a solid like 30 is I'm enjoying it, real primo.
I will say to that point, before you move on, that her vocals are very well mixed, and like they sit well in the mix. Like I didn't have to. That's one of the things that I was afraid of, especially listening to it in like the car, even in my headphones or something. Like I thought I was gonna have to yank this up a good 4 notches to hear it, and even when even her incredibly gentle delivery comes through very clear. Like they spent a lot of time making sure that you hear her correctly. So I will give it that.
Yes, when you're actually
it doesn't come through like a whisper. It doesn't.
Yeah.
If that's how it.
Yeah,
that's how I put it.
I got you. I talked about it being hard to listen to at work, but like I got all kinds of sounds around me. If you're able to actually listen to the music, then you're good. So yeah, that about wraps up me for final thoughts. I'll give it a score of I'd say 6.5 right now. That'll probably go up. I'm enjoying my time with it. We'll see. I might pick out a few of the ones I like more and listen to just those, as opposed to the whole album. Kind of shorten it up for myself, because 56 minutes is an undertaking on a regular basis, you know. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Cool.
Who else? Alex, David, Trevor. Someone say something.
I'll say how you feel. I mean, if it's not already clear, I really don't really care for this album too much. I mean, there are some tracks I do like. Therefore, I Am. I said I like the NDA is cool, despite the hate for non-disclosure agreements. It's cool. But I mean, I don't think those handful of tracks that I personally enjoy, I don't think it carries the album that much for me. I'm gonna tuck it nicely in my rank system. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Dang. Okay.
David, how you feeling?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm liking this album a lot. Probably more than I expected to. I thought she was pretty good already, but yeah, this is my favorite project so far, I guess, which isn't saying a ton because I haven't listened to a ton. But I think
She only has 2 albums, so
right. I think it's really cool to have a super mainstream, popular pop artist actually write interesting songs with interesting lyrics and important topics, and that's a scarce rarity nowadays. I think
It's
not to sound like a boomer, but I think it really is. I think she's actually unique, and she sounds like she wants to make music for, with ideas in mind and artistic, whatever she wants to do.
And on that note, I think it's worth saying it's incredible how young she is to write mature and interesting lyrics and keep an audience interested, as I was for the album at the age, which I think, is she 19 now or still 18? Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah, incredible artistry there.
Yeah, that's
continue, David. Sorry to cut you off.
No, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I enjoyed the ballads more than the banger type tracks, but they were very present. I still enjoyed the bangers a decent amount. I'll be listening to this more and more. It might end up in my top 10. I'll give it a 7.5. I think it's really solid.
Nice.
I think she's a stunning vocalist. We'll see where she goes from here, I guess.
Nope. I think, to summarize my thoughts, what I said earlier, it was great the first listen, and then I just kept pulling it apart, listen by listen, and unfortunately we're at the point where I'm gonna give this a nice solid 5. I think I'm feeling a 5. It's not bad music. It's not for me. That's probably the definition. This album is definitely not for me. And I will never listen to this again, honestly, except for My Future. I love My Future to death.
Damn, only My Future. Wow.
Yeah. Damn. Honestly, that's probably the only takeaway from this album for me. But I will say, her EP, Don't Smile at Me, 2017 release. Dope. Dope as fuck. Go listen to it. It's great. That's my takeaway.
There you go.
I don't think this is going to be a Grammy-generating machine like When We Fall Asleep, or When We All Fall Asleep, whatever it's called.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, there we
go. They won like 6 Grammys for that album.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't think this is gonna win a single one, but we'll see. I'd like to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
I would definitely be surprised given how off the beaten path for pop music it feels like. So yeah, within whatever category they place it in, we'll see how it competes. But yeah,
you could say the same thing about the first one, but it was like,
right,
I don't know, she just stormed the scene.
Yeah.
Like, she was a force to be reckoned with, whether or not you gave a shit about it or not.
Yeah, they go with hype a lot of the time, and this one probably doesn't have as much hype in the same way.
I don't think it does. So. It didn't sell as much either, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was the one thing too. I don't know if I said that when we were talking about the track. I tripped out when Therefore I Am came on, because I rarely look at the track list, and I was like, this came out how long ago? That came out in like January. Yeah, it was the same thing with My Future, that you had recognized that came out forever ago, but I don't think I had heard that before I listened to the album, but I had definitely heard Therefore I Am all over the place, including on the radio and everything. So I don't know how many. I should have looked up how many plays that has on Spotify, because it's definitely quite a few million.
What?
Therefore I Am.
Mm-hmm. It's not nearly as much as Bad Guy.
That's
Right.
definitely
Or
true.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's that bad guy was absurd for her. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, in terms of this album, but yeah. Anyway,
Well,
someone else was saying something.
looking forward to our next music review. A newly Grammy-winning artist.
Ooh,
Is there
is he new
NAS?
on the scene?
New to the Grammys, I guess.
New to the Grammys.
Yeah, which is wild, you know. Mr. Nas, Hit Boy on the drums. We got King's Disease 2 review coming up next, you know.
Dope.
Most of us have already heard it a bit. Well, more than a bit for at least one of us, so we will
All right, guilty as fucking charged, my man.
be bringing that to you, everybody. Look forward to that. I'm just gonna sign the frick off and let Alex do his duty, as it were. So it's been real, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, Jay is stranded right now.
What a transfer. If you made it to this point in our review, shout out to you. You're a champion. Let us know what you thought about the album. Whose opinion you hated, whose opinion you didn't hate. Give us your opinion. Maybe you hated all of us, even though we all had different ones. Just let us know that.
That is one thing. You will find an opinion to latch onto this particular episode.
Yeah.
So
I suppose. Yeah, but we want to hear it. We want to hear whatever you have to say, you viewers. So thank you for listening, and I love you all.
Yeah, unless you think Billie Eilish is the one main true God's gift to Earth, and that this album is a 10 out of 10, and we're all literally fucking insane for saying anything otherwise, you will find someone to agree with on this episode. So, yeah, like Alex said, if you've made it this far, hope you enjoyed. Definitely let us know what you think. Leave those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. That'll get read out. Yeah, and if you want to find us on socials, that's
Was that just us?
did that happen to y'all? That happened to y'all today?
Yeah. All right,
I'm
I'm
not
sorry,
fucking
man.
it.
You cut out like a frick.
You cut out like a mother, and I'm
Oh
not
my
cutting
God.
it.
where.
God
Okay. All right.
Call that a C6.
Where,
I
where
wonder
do
if-
I where do I
wonder
pick
if they-
back up from? What have I not said
You
yet?
said you want to find us on socials.
All right. Well, you want to find us on socials? That's at Unboxing Life Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and on r/Unboxing Life Podcast, and at Unboxing Life Podcast on TikTok. So find us on all those places and let us know what you think. Consume the content, that short form goodness, YouTube Shorts as well. So check us out on all the damn places you got on your phone and computer. And until then, and as always, be kind to each other and stay safe, everyone.
I will say we're gonna look like complete dorks when we put that episode out, and it came through perfectly on Cam's end,
Yeah.
but because Discord, we only heard it the way we heard it, and it's
Right.
gonna sound completely fine, and we're
Yeah.
gonna sound like idiots.
I
Yeah.
saw
Exactly what's gonna happen.
I saw y'all make a face, but I just didn't know if you were doing a bit of like. But I guess you all reacted at the same time, so how could that be? But I don't know. Anyway,
Just on the same wavelength. I'm glad that we reviewed this album. I'm glad that we're doing some more new music. I'm very excited for Mr. Nasir Jones. Looking forward to having an excuse to listen to that for the next 3 freaking weeks. So
That's good.
There you go.
it's fucking awesome. But not to spoil that episode. I think our schedule looking forward, we're gonna do a variety episode next week, and then the week after we're gonna tackle The Garden of Sinners, that anime, and then we'll do another music box for you guys. So looking forward to that. And with that said, Alex, go pick up your brother. Thank you guys for listening. It's been real, family. Peace out, baby.